Hello, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee and welcome to this card making paper crafting tutorial. This is the gorgeous card I have to share with you today. It features the Citrus Blooms Stampin' Die bundle from Stampin UP, and I've coloured this image using the Stampin Blend Alcohol Markers. I just love these oranges. They just look beautiful. I could eat those happily, not a problem. So this is a really simple card to make. It's just two stamped images and then lots of lovely colouring. So here's the stamp set. As I said, it's called Citrus Blooms, and we're going to use both of these lovely orange images, and we're just going to use a sentiment actually from our ephemera pack, though you could use one of those sentiments as well. So I have everything set up in my stamping tool, and we're going to be stamping with Memento Tuxedo Black, which is an alcohol marker friendly ink. And I'm just going to stamp on some simple scrap piece of basic white cardstock. So let's just give that a really good ink up, and just make sure I've caught all the areas, and then just lift our lid and put that down, and there we go. Give it a really good squeeze, and we have our image. Now I'm going to give it a second ink just to make sure that it's nice and crisp, and this is the beauty of using a stamping tool. You can stamp again, and it is a large image, so I want to make sure I give it a really good press down. There we go, perfect, lovely. Okay, so now we're going to clean this up. As you know, I'm a great believer in cleaning up as you go along. As you just saw there, it's so easy to drop something in your dirty stamps, and then your project is ruined. So I prefer to clean up as I go along and put things away, then nothing gets left out and you can't remember which set it belonged to, and there's no little orphan stamped or dies anywhere. So let's move that aside, and now we are going to colour in using the Stampin Blend Alcohol Markers, and I'm just showing you the colours I'm going to use here. So I've got some peach pie and some pumpkin pie, and also some Daffodil Delight and Granny Apple Green and Lemon Lime Twist. But all of these colours will be listed and linked in the description box below. You'll also find all the information on my blog post, and the link to that is also in the description box below. So let's start colouring, and I'm going to start with my darker colour here. So I'm going in with my pumpkin pie dark, and I'm going to use pumpkin pie and peach pie as the same colour, essentially different shades of the same colour. So I'm going to go in with the darkest, and then I'm going to blend out using one as my mid-tone, one as my light tone, and this obviously is going to be my dark tone here. So I'm just going in here adding shading where I think there will be shading, and then I'm going to go in here with my lighter colour. I'm trying to decide which one I want, and I'm going to go in with that, and I'm just going to blend everything out. And remember, you can always add colour, but you can't take it away. So I'm just putting down a base layer here, and then I'm going to work over these areas and blend to see how I want them in. So here I'm going with my mid-tone, so I think this is my pumpkin pie light colour, and I'm using it, as I said, as a mid-tone, so I can darken up some of these areas here. And I'm just going over where I think there will be shade, as I said, where this sketch also shows that there might be shade. And then I'm going in again with my lighter colour and blending all of that out, and then I can go back again if I so wish, like I am here, with the darker colour if I feel I've blended anything out a bit too much. And I tend to do this, go backwards and forwards until I find something that I'm really happy with. And there we go, blend that out again. And as you can see, you're just building up the layers of colour for the oranges, and look at those, don't they just look glorious? So now we're going to move on to our leaves, and for this, as I said, I'm using Lemon Lime Twist and Granny Apple Green. Granny Apple Green is my darker colour. Sorry if my head's in the camera a little bit. I get carried away when I'm colouring. I find it so therapeutic. You just get lost in your own world. I usually put on an audio book, and I just sit there and listen to my book and just relax and colour. It really is so therapeutic for me, because I feel I can't rush colouring, so it takes the time it takes. This has obviously been sped up for the camera, so I think this is sped up, I think, ×4 at least. So you can see in reality it's a much slower process, and for me it's a very enjoyable one. So now you can see I'm just using my lightest colour, and this will be Lemon Lime Twist, the light, just to blend everything out. And in reality this is a more vibrant green than's coming across on the camera. But you will see still shots of this card on the blog post on my website. And as I said, the links to that and all my social media links are in the description box below. So please do check those out. But you'll find out all the information you need about the project and how you can make this yourself and purchase the supplies you need to make such a glorious card. Now, I've been making this card I made this card sometime in February, but it's going up now in March, and spring has definitely sprung. You can see the blossom is starting and daffodils are out and all sorts, and I just love the idea that soon we'll be having summer and we'll have fresh oranges, local produce. I actually like the oranges here as well, because in our house we have what was called an orangery. I didn't name it, it was called an orangery when we bought the house, and never ever would hold oranges. It's a new house, so it would never have held oranges, but it's a fancy name for a conservatory, and so in a way it's just nice for me to be doing an orange card, because it reminds me of the orangery downstairs. Okay, and you can see here just darkening up some of my oranges, and I added yellow for the flowers. Now I'm going to die cut those out using the matching dies, and I've also got the exposed brick embossing folder, and I'm going to put through a piece of basic white that measures 14.35 centimeters by 10 through that folder, and that's going to be for the front of our card. Now I've got a piece of basic white the same measurement, and this is just going to be a blank piece. This is going to be for the inside of our card. So let's just put a little bit of glue down, and then we're just going to stick that on the inside of our card base. And our card base here is Peach Pie, so that's a standard A6 card base. That's an A4 sheet cut in half and then folded in half. And then you can see here the exposed brick embossing folder, and here's my piece of basic white that I've put through it. And I know you can't see the texture so well on the camera, but it's definitely there. You can really hear it when you put the glue down, which is funny. I always say with embossing folders you can hear the texture. And we're just going to stick that in the front, and my idea was that you would have a brick wall and you'd have these glorious oranges trained against the brick wall, and it would just remind us of summer and warm weather and the Mediterranean and all sorts of loveliness. So now I've got some dimensionals that I'm going to put on the back of my card, on my elements here, and by the magic of video editing, all the dimensionals are on the back and all the backings have been taken off. I wish it happened so fast in real life, but there you go. So now we're just going to place our oranges down on our card base, or on the front of our card as we want, and you can see here I'm just gently lifting one so I can tuck one under the other. There we go. Isn't that lovely? And then anything that's hanging off the edge, I can just snip that off with my scissors. There we go, just neaten that up. Perfect, isn't that pretty? And it doesn't really need anything more, just a sentiment. Now you could stamp a sentiment from the matching stamp set, that wouldn't be a problem at all. However, I am going to, I think, use a sentiment, yes, from one of our ephemera packs. And here we've got, I can't remember the name of this ephemera pack, but as I said, all the supply lists are linked below, so you'll see there. So I'm just going through my ephemera packs and deciding what sentiment I want to use. And that says, consider yourself hugged, but I don't really want to bring in that colour. So we're going to see good vibes, sending good vibes your way. That looks perfect, because the oranges are definitely giving me good vibes. So now I'm just going to use the edge of my dimensionals. As I've always said many a time, you'll have heard me bleating on, the edges of your dimensionals are all good dimensions, so don't waste them. It's all the same product, so use everything on that sheet. So I'm just going to use the edge there, and I'm going to pop that up, and we're going to stick this down. So if you are enjoying this video, I'd be grateful if you could give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It would be most appreciated. You can also find all my social media links in the description box below, so you can follow me on Instagram, Pinterest, whatever floats your boat. So now we're just going to finish off with some embellishments, and I've got here some ombre matte dots, and I'm just going to use some of these and scatter these around here and there on our card, sort of keeping to this diagonal design that we have here. So I'm just using some of the smaller ones, and I was using my pokey tool, but I'm going to move across to my take your pick tool, but I think it's going to work better for me today. I love this thing, it's just so good. Come on. Sometimes they kick up a fight, they don't want to go down, but we shall persevere, and they shall go on my card and look pretty. And I'm just checking how many I've got, but I always like to have odd numbers if possible. So I'm just going to put one down there, and there you go, there's your card. So let me see here, I'm just seeing if if you just twist it, you'll get more putty coming through. So that's all I was doing there, and then I'm deciding whether I want to put any more on the card, and I'm thinking I'll have one more right around there. Okay, so as I said, that's it. That is the card made. There's the one I made with you now, and there's the one from before. I really like these cards, and I'll definitely be sending these to some favourite friends. So thank you for watching, and thank you for watching this card making paper crafting tutorial featuring the Citrus Bloom stamp set from Stampin Up. And until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye.